All my life, I feel like I've always been on a journey to look for a direction, a map of life. And the more I look, the more I see the similarities between a person life cycle and a business life cycle. The three things that successful businesses and successful people have in common are: they know how to manage their assets and resources. They know how to use those resources and assets to create values for their potential customers. And they know how to trade the values that they've created for more resources and assets. What's up everybody, it's Jo here and welcome to the With Me channel. Today I have a really big idea that I want to share with you. This idea can either be a really crazy idea or it can change the world. I believe that the best way to live is by treating life like a business, so let's dive in. First, let's talk about resource management. Resource assets management is the ability of organizations or individuals to allocate the resources that they have to potentially create values for themselves or others. However, before we get to the managing part, let's talk about what kind of assets or resources that a company or an individual can potentially have. Throughout the life cycle of a business, you can group all the valuable assets into 6 categories: raw materials, employees and tools, operating system, finished good, material possession or medium of exchange, brand and reputation. Let's pick a carpenter business as an example. A carpenter needs wood as raw materials. To transform those raw materials, he needs tools, equipment, and maybe some employees. And then he needs to design and organize a production process so he can work with the tools and the raw materials effectively and efficiently to make a chair or a table. After the chair is created, he will try to sell it for money. After the business exists for a while, the business becomes well known in the market. More and more customers want to buy products from the company. The brand name is also considered an asset. Similar in a person's life, your time is the raw materials. In order to have a good use of your time, you need energy. After that, you need to focus your time and energy on something. This is called attention/focus. When you focus on learning something, you acquire some sort of skills or knowledge over time. You can use those skills to work for someone in exchange for money. And the last one, similar to a business, you can build a reputation/status among your colleagues or industry. What I've realized is that you can put all these items into a flowchart. When you're a baby, you have nothing but time. All you do is to eat and sleep every day. When you can move independently, you have the energy to be active around the house. When you start to go to school, you focus your time and energy to pay attention on learning something. When you finish school, you will earn a certificate or a degree which says that you possess some sort of specific skills or knowledge. And then when you have a job, you will get paid as long as you use your time, energy, and skills to focus on creating values for the business. After some time, if you prove yourself as a competent worker, you will get promoted or recruited for a better position with more compensation and the ability to learn new skills. Resource management, value creation, and trading are long-life learning skills. They can be transferred and applied from your personal life into any specific industry, and they are very valuable assets. In the resource management phase, companies and individuals need to learn the skills to allocate all their resources. You can either spend them, save them, or invest them to create values for their potential customers, which brings me to the next point, value creation. Value creation is when organizations or individuals use their resources to create values for their potential customers. But first, let's take a look at what are your potential customers. At an organizational level, the business needs to do a lot of market research to identify their target customers. They need to identify the demographic, the geographic, and the behavioral. At the individual level, it's not quite the same. There are 4 core consumer groups throughout your lifetime. At first, you spend a lot of time with your family, and after you've developed a personality, you start to reduce the time that you spend with your mom and dad. and spend more time with your friends at school to do the things that you like, and then you spend at least 1/3 of your day at work. And when you start to build a family of your own, family is the primary consumer of all your resources. Similar to a business, all of us need to invest our resources to identify them. Who do you want to surround yourself with? What makes us happy? What job do you want to do? Who do you want to build a life with? And then you can go out and get them. The key here is to utilize the appropriate resources to create values for consumers. One of the biggest mistakes that I've seen the companies and people do is they mismanage the resources. When the resources are mismanaged, very little to no value is created for the consumers. And when the consumers are not satisfied with the organizations or individuals, they give up a few of their core customers to make one happy. If you are lucky, you can have two. On the other hand, as any successful businesses would do, you would get to know your consumers' needs so you can use the appropriate resources and assets to create a better experience for your customers. For example, let's say your wife or your girlfriend is the customers in this case. A half an hour of conversation with undivided attention can give you and your partner a way more valuable experience than sitting in the same room for 4 hours on your phone. As Steve Jobs said, you've got to start with the customer experience and work backward. So, value creation is the ability to utilize the least amounts of resources while creating the most amount of values for your customers. So now you know what kind of assets and resources that you can have. What are the 4 core consumers? You can use these resources that you have to create values for your consumers, which bring me to the next step. You need to go out and trade these values with your consumers. Trading is the ability to acquire something more valuable than what you're offering. Have you asked yourself why Apple is able to sell more expensive products than any other companies in the world? Or we all have this person in our lives, the person who is extremely competent in what he does, but never seem to get the job or the position that you think he deserves. It's all dialed down to salesmanship. The ability to communicate, to negotiate, to sell is extremely important in a person's life. Communication starts at the first time you cry, to tell your parents that you're hungry, and then to present yourself as a trustworthy friend, to negotiate the job that you've always wanted. Trading is an essential part of a human experience. If you don't know how to sell, you're more likely to trade your values too cheap. The interesting thing about this model is that time, energy, and attention cannot create significant value without one. They always have to come together. However, money, status, skills can operate independently and can create value for you and others. For example, you can create a piece of technology or art that can pay you for the rest of your life. You can have enough money to invest to let it keep making more money for yourself. You can be someone like Warren Buffett, who people will bring money and business deals to you. Most people work hard all their lives to make this chart flow backward or break the connection here. However, most people fail because they don't know the center of this chart, that is the self. When people don't know themselves, they mismanage the resource that they have, or don't even know that they have them. They don't know how to utilize the resources that they have to create values for their potential customers, or they trade the values too cheap. I believe that the only way for you to make this chart flow backward is to know yourself. When you know yourself, you are effectively, efficiently, and passionately work on your passion, that no one can compete with you. The world cannot ignore your creation, and they would pay a lot of money for them. I know I have given you a lot of information, so let's do a recap. From the day you were born to about early your teenage year, all you have is time, energy, and attention. You spend these resources on your family, your friends, and yourself. As you're stepping into your adult life, you realize that you can create a better experience for yourself, your family, and your friends with a little bit of money and some material possession. So you start to focus your time, energy, and attention on learning a skills or knowledge for a job that would pay you some money to keep up with your lifestyle. In most cases, people are stuck in the materialistic world to chase the money and status. They forget that the purpose of getting a job to make money is creating a better experience for yourself, your friends, and your family, not to take time, energy, and attention away from them. In order to live a fulfillment and balanced life, you need to know yourself and train yourself to manage your resources. Use the resources to create the values and to trade the values for more resources so you can invest back to your consumers. I don't believe that I've explored every single thing in this graph just yet. So if you agree, disagree, or have anything to add, please leave it in the comment down below. If you find this video informative, please consider subscribe. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.